Wiggles, the Wiggles, 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 Wiggles.
Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle.
China is living in 2050 ahead of us.
What? Wait.
With
This is from a big account.
yeah, look, it's got 15 million views.
What?
Let's see this future.
What? For an ad?
Well,
This
what?
is just an ad.
It's just look.
This is an ad. This
yeah,
is what they
it's-
do on Douyin.
Yeah, exactly. It's like ads for like that's a steamer.
Yeah,
and,
I'm a Douyin expert. What
rice
they do is they
cooker.
do like a 2-minute compilation of all the products you can buy with all the links in the
Yeah.
description.
Look, a little egg organizer, a little.
It's just a
what do you
freaking
call-
ad.
Yeah,
An ad got 15 million views.
that's the thing. There's nothing futuristic about this stuff. Every single utensil that you see here has been around for decades.
Yes, yeah,
Absolute
like a salad
decades.
shooter,
Yeah, like a tray,
a shelf, a pan,
a rice cooker.
I own all of these things, and
yeah,
they're
a
not
spatula,
from
a
China.
steamer. Yeah, you can buy them in Walmart. You
Yes.
can buy anything.
I've had these since
yeah.
I was a child.
Exactly. But I just love how it's like China's living in 2050. So wait, 2050 means everything's made out of plastic and you get microplastics in all your food?
Yes, okay.
I just don't get it.
Wait, so 2050 means things from when I was a child in the 80s and 90s? Oh,
Yeah.
that's what that means.
Most of the stuff is from like the 30s, dude.
yeah,
Like,
you're right.
Come on.
I'm not going back far
yeah,
enough.
seriously. Anything like a grater, like, you know,
It's my grandma.
a freaking pot.
My grandma, who has passed away, owned all of these items.
Exactly. So again, if you go through the comments of this, a lot of them are like, wow, yeah, they're so high tech or whatever. And it's nonsense. It's
don't
all
understand.
nonsense. I get so sick and tired of this China's living in the future stuff. And then they show stupid little gadgets, which are, you know.
China's great. Like, China's a lot of cool stuff. But I wouldn't call plastic products that have been around for 100 years anything interesting.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Little disposable kitchen gadgets doesn't mean you're living in the future. Oh,
Wipes?
wow, look, a wipe.
I have wipes?
Yeah.
A phone holder?
Well, that's
Which
the thing.
is Japanese?
Well, yeah, it's a little Japanese, mascot there, but it says like the world doesn't understand that China is no longer a country that just produces cheap knockoffs. Well,
Wait,
nobody
isn't
said
that a knockoff?
that is a cheap knockoff.
He posted a cheap knockoff.
Yes, that is a knockoff because that's not an official
Is he
license
making a
thing.
joke?
No, because that was a video showing similar, like basically all that. You know, it's just so tiring to see this narrative that China's so ahead of us, but then just showing garbage like this as proof. You know what I mean?
That's pretty hilarious.
Anyway, I just thought I'd share that with you. This
bring it
is
to you?
super fun. You found this, right? This is a new game that's going around.
Yeah, so this is a trend going
You
around.
can try this with your friends if you're a TikToker.
Yes, I didn't want to. This is a trend. I didn't want to share the people with like billions of followers because those are all like you can tell when it's scripted and when it's not. I wanted to get some random ones because I kept seeing these pop up. And this is the game. Let me preface this. In China, you and your bros, or I guess anyone, you put down your phone and you open up TikTok, which is Douyin in
Yes.
China, and basically what it is, you line them all up and you each swipe at the same time. And the first person to have a chick
Yeah, like
pop up on your screen.
one of those like cute thirst trap type.
like a thirst trap or whatever. A woman. If a woman pops up
like
on your
a cute
screen,
woman, like a sexy woman dancing or
Yeah,
doing something like that. Yeah, you lose.
then you lose, right?
Yeah.
If a thirst trap pops up, then you lose. You have to take because that's your algorithm.
Yes.
Basically, you're battling your algorithms against each other, and
Yes.
whoever has thirst traps is out, and whoever ends up with the cleanest algorithm at the end is the winner.
Yeah, let's take a look how it
Very
goes.
Yeah.
All right.
Ba.
Okay, one loser.
Ba. Ba. Ba.
4 phones left in the running. Let's see who falls next.
Oh, we got a failure.
3 phones.
Free
left.
reign.
Oh,
Two
and we're
left.
down to the last 2 phones.
Yeah. These guys are really clean. I mean, that one's. Yeah.
I guess they came up with their own.
Yeah, it's got to probably be like a single girl by themselves.
I guess so, yeah. No horses allowed.
yeah, exactly.
basketball.
Who's gonna win? What do you think, left or right?
I think left.
Okay, I'm gonna go bet right.
Okay.
做嫖娼了。
No.
it didn't count.
Okay, she's gonna win.
Man, these are clean feeds.
Yeah, look at that.
Good job, boys. Stay true to yourself. Minions. This is a little look into what you're seeing on the Chinese internet. by
Yeah,
the way.
exactly.
I saw Mao come up.
Oh, yeah. And I'm the winner.
You got it,
I'm the
you
winner.
got it, you got it.
A very popular sushi chain just opened in China. And it garnered this huge response of people wanting to queue up and wait, okay, because it's famous, right? And it's one of those, by the way, I love this kind of
Pause it
sushi
there.
place.
That's very important. Go ahead.
Yeah, so it's one of those round sushis, it's called. You sit down as a conveyor belt type sushi, but you get these special plates and, you know, it's very jovial and fun. It's really cool. But people were waiting 11 hours.
Yes.
11 hours to get a seat.
It was so crazy that Japan sent news broadcasters over there, as you can see here, to show that people were waiting 11 hours. I would like to poll the audience. You guys are watching live. If you're not, it's okay. I'd like to poll the audience. Would you wait 11 hours for sushi? And I'm asking that for real because I want to see how low this percentage actually is of people that would do that.
Would you? And I mean, literally, you arrive at the restaurant, you say, you know, you put your name on the waiting list, and then it's like, oh, there's 670 minutes remaining.
11 hours. And the queues were just, the lines were just.
Yeah, and you see they have seating set up for people to sit there for 11 hours.
11 hours.
Take a look at the time. The date is literally the 21st, so we're talking 2 days ago.
You must feel, though, and I wonder if people do this for this reason. Hear me out. When you do get your turn, when your turn arrives, you must feel like a king.
You're
Like
gonna
you won the lottery.
and this probably exacerbates it, right? Because when you
Yes.
finally get your turn after 11 hours, you're gonna sit there for a long time.
yes.
You're like, screw this. I waited 11 hours. I'm not moving.
I'm justified
Yeah.
in my gluttony.
And then it just like extends the period for
Yes,
everyone else because you're
yes,
like, wait, no, I'm not actually finished. Let me order something. I'll have a water, please. You know, but
11 hours. And I do want to use this as a segue to talk just a little bit. I know we have a ton of content today,
Yeah.
but just a little segue to talk about lining culture in China. It's not just in China. For example, when I lived in Taiwan, there was a cake shop that had opened up, right?
yeah,
Another cake shop opened up a little while later, but was not getting the hype that that other cake shop was getting, even though their cake was actually superior. Okay.
Yeah.
It's one of those, you know, those egg cake type things, you know, those very airy cakes you get in Asia.
yeah.
So my coworkers who were Taiwanese they were like, I don't get it. These lines are not that big, right? And this cake, we think it's actually a little bit better, right?
Yeah.
So what happened was this cake shop paid people to line up down the street for hours. I'm talking 3 hours to get a little cake, right? So it's not 11 hours, but it's 3 hours.
That's clever.
And then all of a sudden, people started flocking to it. Local news showed up. Everyone's dying for this cake. And this cake shop managed to supersede the other one because of fake hype.
Yeah.
And I saw this happen in China many, many times, in Taiwan many, many times. I think it happens all over Asia.
Yeah.
People love a line.
They do. But I mean, 11 hours worth of a line? I don't know, dude. If you think about 11 hours, that's a full workday plus some.
That's insane.
That's, you know, that's your
Yes.
entire Saturday from the time you wake up till probably
That's-
the time you go to bed.
That's very true. So I'm going to pull the poll here. 96% of people watching right now, watching the China show, said they would not wait 11 hours for sushi. 4% of people said they would.
Yeah. I
And
mean,
you guys are obviously taking the piss.
yes, those 4% are liars.
You
They're just liars. So, you know, obviously once they got their places, they're like, oh yeah, I'm just going to eat. It must be dying of starvation anyway after 11 hours.
Gotta be, right?
Yeah. This has been making the rounds at different headlines at different times. Okay. So in 1982, this is, you know, the Chinese state newspaper put out this headline that says, I get it out of there so people can see it. Multiple births are harmful to the mother. Now, remember, this was during the one-child policy.
Yes.
Okay, so it's trying to say if you have more than one birth, it's actually bad for the mother's health.
Yes.
Now in 2024, it says childbirth can help women prevent diseases.
I like this because it shows you that the government, when they have a policy, they just say what they want.
Yes.
And you could have something like this in American media. Let's say one magazine puts out one thing, one magazine puts out the other, right?
Yeah.
But you don't have the government on top telling them that's what they had to say.
Yeah.
So you have many differing opinions, right?
Yeah.
This shows you there's only one opinion in China, and they'll go, well, we need people to have more kids.
Yeah.
Now, so let's just flip flop on
Absolutely.
that. Real quick. The truth doesn't. It's irrelevant.
Yeah.
Completely irrelevant in China.
Yeah, absolutely. It's kind of ridiculous.
Wrong think.
Yeah. And like we've been saying for the longest time, because of the demographic crisis in China, we know that it's going to get to a point where, now they're trying to convince people to have kids. And they are incentivizing people to have kids by offering things like tax deductions, and also like if you make a deposit on a property or something, if you've got a second kid, now you get a discount. They've lots and lots of different incentives.
Not to mention banning vasectomies
Yes.
unless you get a permit to be able
Yeah.
to perform one. So we're kind of, I know it's a bit crazy.
Yeah.
It's a bit tinfoil hat to go out there and be like, China's going to force people to have kids, but we maintain our opinion on that. I'd say keep your eye on
Keep
the
your eye out.
space.
If they could force people to abort kids,
Yes.
they can force people to have kids.
I agree.
So we'll see where it goes.
Wiggles, the Wiggles, 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 Wiggles.
Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle.
You know, in China, Facebook is banned.
That poor baby. That's
I
a
know.
real baby.
Imagine one of your first memories is looking up at that.
And I guess it also stops people from having fantasies of going back in time and, like, I don't know, stopping Mao Zedong from taking power or something. You know what I mean? They don't want
Yes.
those fantasies floating around. But they-
Well, I have some stuff to say about this, actually.
okay. I'm sure you do. One of your all-time favorites.
Yeah, what-
Obviously, they don't want anything to do with revolutions and overthrowing government power. It had like the shark, and then it
Yeah.
had a massive wave. But in the wave, it had the Fast and Furious cars flipping. You know, like the flipping over. China banned something that it pirated and stole. They stole it and then banned
That's
it.
what-
I love this one. It's got Xi Jinping's
Is
death
that the
portrait.
Is that the WHO guy?
It looks like it could be Tedros.
Close my eyes, I can almost see it. When I take a breath, you fill up my lungs. And if my mind